Hello guys, in this tutorial I'm gonna show you everything about the Skybox. Almost everything, if I don't forget anything. That is. So basically here is our map. And let's say this is our ending map. This is the map we will have in the end. This is how it's supposed to look like. Because when I create a map, basically when I'm not at the finish state, I just create a huge block around my map, which is the Skybox. But when you are at your finish state, you should not do this. You should make it as small as possible to save space in the map, and yeah, not to waste size and stuff like that. So when making a Skybox for a finished map, it should always surround everything, and it should have, don't need it to be as high as possible, but the player should be able to jump. He's not supposed to jump into the sky, really. But so yeah, let's change. First of all, you can create a box, but you need the Skybox texture, of course. So we're gonna search for Skybox, and we're gonna scroll down to the very bottom. There it is. Now we just press enter, and we will have a Skybox. But this Skybox is a huge block, and it is in our map. I mean, the Skybox is our map really now. So we're gonna go to tools. You can also press Ctrl and H. I'm not gonna do this though, because I've done this twice now, and for some reason everything in the map gets removed. It's because of some bug with hypercam. But yeah, I'm gonna make it -32 because my platform is 32. That means the Skybox is gonna put itself under it and not in it. As you can see here, here's the our Skybox, and you can't do that. I thought you could do that. And here is our platform. As you can see, they are not touching. They are touching each other, but then they are not in each other, which is really good. But for a real map, I could just remove this bottom wall, bottom part, by clicking this thing right here, which will separate the walls. Which one is it? Supposed to be that one. There we go. It's some bug there. So really now I can just remove the bottom platform because we don't need it. Really. I mean, this is our map now. And yeah. But since I'm not at this finished state, I'm not gonna do this. I am in the middle of my process of making maps. I'm just gonna make a huge fucking Skybox for no reason. Also, I want to have some space to jump around on. There we go. And I go up to tools again. I make it hollow. It's -32. Press OK. And we go in it. Now also, since the grass or the bottom part will actually be looking like the sky, which will be really weird for someone who falls down the platform, I'm gonna change this to grass. There we go. So really, and also I could select the Skybox and use the clipping tool to clip the bottom part of the Skybox wall and change it to some other texture to make it look better. To make it look so when you walk in here, you're not walking into the sky, or you're not walk. Yeah. Really, it just makes it look better. But this is not why I made a tutorial. Now we're gonna change the texture of the Skybox. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to textures and we're gonna go search for Skybox, and we're gonna scroll down. Now the default Skybox, I don't know which one it is, but I mean it looks kind of dull. So I'm gonna take something that looks really different. I think this one is good, yeah. So when we look at the Skybox, in a Skybox texture, you can see this. You can see sky_day_, no, not underscore, just 0306. Doesn't have to be numbers in it, but as you can see, you got some letters after that. You got BFT here, BDN, BK, LF, RT, no BRT, B up. B up basically is where you look up. So basically all these stand for the location of which wall it is. Like if it's this wall, that up here, the right wall. But we are just looking for the first name of it and not the location letters. And as you can see here also, sky_dust_HD. I think you should add HD if it is a HD texture. But yeah, so if I select, let's say we want this one, you could select it because then it will end up in here and you can actually read the name while you may changing it. And when changing the texture of the skybox, we go into map properties and we go into skybox texture name and we're gonna change it. So now it is, the default one is sky underscore day 01 underscore 01. And now we're gonna change it to 03 underscore 06. So we're gonna do this 03 underscore 06 and press apply. Now when we launch the map, Hammer Editor will automatically, when we run it, I mean, Hammer Editor will automatically see which textures go where, on which wall, and it will fix it so that it looks like it's far in the distance, although it's not. And you got this to this location by pressing map and then going to map properties. Here is Skybox texture name. We're going to change the name of the map description and some other not so important settings. Okay, so now we've done that. We created the skybox that is perfect. It has no leaks. Also, you should not use the clipping tool actually on the skybox, and then because if you resize it, leaks may appear. Like here, it might be a leak and stuff like that. So don't use the clipping tool. Really, don't do it. It might fuck things up. But yeah. Now we are actually... No wait, clipping tool is... Yeah, no, don't use the carve tool. The clipping tool is perfectly fine to use, but don't use the carve tool. There we go. Yeah, so now let's see, we have our skybox, we changed the texture, but have you seen those maps where you have like a big moon and stuff? And if you decompile the dust too, you can see like buildings in a small skybox off the side. We're gonna do that. Basically, this is what mappers do when their map is too big. Let's say you have a building that people don't walk into. They're not walking into it, and they're not walking into it, and so really the building doesn't have to be there. So what would they do is the mappers, they create a skybox like this. They create it on off to the side. You scroll down, create a skybox right here, and they also make it hollow. And in this skybox, they place an entity. Now this skybox, the players are not going to get this skybox. This skybox is merely to place objects that will look like they are in the map where they are, but they're not really. And also the things we place in here will look 16 times taller. So we're gonna create an entity that is called sky underscore camera, and that this is really the only thing that is when you search for sky it appears. So that's really good. Press apply, and we're gonna place it in the absolute middle of this skybox. You don't have to do that, but I think I don't really know. I'm not so. Why am I? Never mind. Okay, I can hold in Alt. No, wait. I can hold in Shift. No, I can hold in. There it is. I can hold in Alt. I hold in Control to move it off grid. And yeah, I don't need to really move it up, but sure, let's do it. I hold in Alt to move it off grid. There it is. So now our sky camera is in the middle. If I remember right, we don't really need to. Now this is mainly for fog and stuff, and yeah, that's it. Now we're done really with that thing. Now we can create the objects that will look 16 times smaller in our map. Taller, I mean, bigger. So let's create a ball. Then we can go to primitives, block, and we go to sphere. And we have just 8 sides, doesn't really matter. (64 times 64), great. And we're gonna change texture so that we see it. Gonna take that texture because I did it last time. So now we have a sphere here somewhere in the skybox, yeah, and we can create something more like a little wall. Oh yeah, God, always make that mistake. Need to change this back to block. There we go, and then I'm gonna create like a tower here. So really, if you decompile the dust too, you can see these things. You can see like small buildings and stuff. So yeah, this is it. Now we're gonna run the map, save it, and see what it looks like in game. And to run the map, we all just go to this, and we often change the V's to fast when we are just testing. Don't run game after compiling. Okay. Here I am in game, guys, and as you can see, the skybox is different. It is the one we shows, and you can also see that, like in the corners, now in the bottom part, there is like just a black square. I am
Connection lost. Connected.
What the hell? I am touching. I'm shooting in the skybox right now. You know, I'm touching and walking towards the skybox. So the skybox is a wall, although it looks like it's far away. These are the objects I was talking about, like the big moon. You cannot shoot them, so that's one thing you should have in mind, though. You cannot shoot them, but they are there. But in reality, they are 16 times smaller. So that's one thing you should have in mind, and that's pretty cool. I mean, you can make like big towers look amazingly big, and they're not really that big; they're small. So yeah, I think also if we I don't have a console. We could have walked to that thingy. Okay, I just got the console, and we are now flying. So basically, that's the ball, that's the tower, that's the block, and here they are in reality. How big they are. I mean, this one is smaller than me, as you can see, but this big thing looks so big. So this is the skybox with the sky_camera in it, and this is my skybox, the real one. So yeah. So I mean, this is a little fun thing. Yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped. If I missed anything with the skybox, please let me know, and I will do a part 2 of it, obviously. But yeah, thank you for watching.